It's August the 27th. Let's read the Bible. Friends, glad to have you along for this journey, this year-long journey from Genesis to Revelation, Genesis in January, Revelation in December, from Genesis to Revelation in just 1 year. We're almost done with the month of August. We were in 1 Corinthians for a few days. We hopped back into the Old Testament. We're in the book of Proverbs today, Proverbs 7, 8, and 9. Let me remind you about the outline of this book, the precepts of wisdom, chapters 1 through 9. The Proverbs of Solomon, chapters 10 through 29. The Proverbs of Agur and Lemuel, chapters 30 and 31. And remember, and I've tried to make this clear, to me, the whole theme of the book is in chapter 1, verse 7, and chapter 9, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Fear of the Lord is the beginning. It means the foundation. It's the touchstone. It's the foundation and the capstone. This is where wisdom begins. Listen. All true wisdom, all of it begins with the fear of the Lord. Knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. So, if you are a brilliant PhD, you graduated from Cambridge, Oxford, Yale, and Harvard. You got yourself 4 PhDs. You're some brilliant type guy, and you have this huge following. You write all these books, but you do not know God. You don't know God. You have missed the central fact of the universe. You may be brilliant in microbiology or paleontology or epidemiology. You may know a lot about the Punic Wars, and you may be brilliant in understanding the melodies of Beethoven and Mozart. You may be brilliant in painting or architecture, all great fields. You may be a brilliant medical mind. God bless you. We're happy. But if you do not know God, you have missed the central fact of the universe, because all knowledge begins, all wisdom begins with the knowledge of God. So that's what we're trying to get to here. We're trying to understand that these wisdom, this is how life works. Remember, I told you that. Wisdom is how life works from God's point of view. Proverbs is the owner's manual for life. So we got to read this and understand it and really get something out of it. And so we're deep in that first section of Proverbs, the precepts of wisdom, chapters 1 through 9. So this thing about the wayward woman, remember, this is a father talking to his son. And God bless him. Aren't you glad for a father who will teach his son about life, about the reality of life? We live in such a sex-crazed world. How are we going to have kids who walk in the ways of the Lord? Well, we can't guarantee what our kids are going to do, but I think we can put our hand on the scale and we can lean the needle in the right direction. So we're going to read it this way, Proverbs 7, 8, and 9, and we're going to listen to what Proverbs is saying to his son, and let's take it to heart for ourselves, and let's make sure we tell our sons and our daughters, our kids and our grandkids, my son, obey my words and treasure my commands. Keep my commands and live, and guard my instructions as you would the pupil of your eye. Tie them to your fingers, write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister. Call understanding your relative. She will keep you from a forbidden woman, a wayward woman with her flattering talk. Now, here we go. In my version I'm reading, it's called A Story of Seduction, and yes, it is. Verse 6, at the window of my house, I looked through my lattice. I saw among the inexperienced, I noticed among the youth, a young man lacking sense, crossing the street near her corner. He strolled down the road to her house at twilight, in the evening, in the dark of the night. A woman came to meet him dressed like a prostitute, having a hidden agenda. She is loud and defiant. Her feet do not stay at home. Now in the street, now in the squares, she lurks at every corner. She grabs him and kisses him. She brazenly says to him, I've made fellowship offerings. Today I've fulfilled my vows, so I came out to meet you. I've had my quiet time. I've offered sacrifices to God. I've done the religious thing, so now we can fornicate. That's what this means. So I came out to meet you, to search for you. and I found you. I spread coverings on my bed, richly colored linen from Egypt. I perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let's drink deeply of love-making until morning. Let's feast on each other's love. My husband isn't home. He went on a long journey. He took a bag of silver with him and will come home at the time of the full moon. She seduces him with her persistent pleading. She lures with her flattering talk. He follows her impulsively like an ox going to the slaughter, like a deer bounding toward a trap until an arrow pierces its liver, like a bird darting into a snare. He doesn't know it will cost him his life. Now, sons, listen to me and pay attention to the words from my mouth. Don't let your heart turn aside to her ways. Don't stray into her paths, for she has brought many down to death. Her victims are countless. Her house is the road to Sheol, descending to the chambers of death. There's a way that seems right, seems fun, and there's a way of death, way of life. Chapter 8. We've seen the way of death. Here's the way of life. Doesn't wisdom call out? Doesn't understanding make her voice heard? At the heights overlooking the road, at the crossroads, she takes her stand. Beside the gates leading into the city at the main entrance, she cries out, people, I call out to you. My cry is to the children of Adam. Learn to be shrewd, you who are inexperienced. Develop common sense, you who are foolish. Listen, for I speak of noble things, and what my lips say is right, for my mouth tells the truth, and wickedness is detestable to my lips. All the words from my mouth are righteous. None of them are deceptive or perverse. All of them are clear to the perceptive and right to those who discover knowledge. Accept my instruction instead of silver, and knowledge rather than pure gold. For wisdom is better than jewels, and nothing desirable can equal it. I, wisdom, share a home with shrewdness and have knowledge and discretion. To fear the Lord is to hate evil. Got it? To fear the Lord is to hate evil. I hate arrogant pride, evil conduct, and perverse speech. I possess good advice and sound wisdom. I have understanding and strength. It is by me that kings reign and rulers enact just law. By me princes lead, as do nobles and all righteous judges. I love those who love me, and those who search for me will find me. With me are riches and honor, lasting wealth and righteousness. My fruit is better than solid gold, and my harvest than pure silver. I walk in the ways of righteousness, along the paths of justice, giving wealth as an inheritance to those who love me, and filling their treasuries. The Lord acquired me at the beginning of his creation, before his works of long ago. I was formed before ancient times, from the beginning, before the earth began. I was born when there were no watery depths and no springs filled with water. Before the mountains were established, prior to the hills, I was given birth. Before he made the land, the fields of the first soil on earth, I was there. When he established the heavens, when he laid out the horizon on the surface of the ocean, when he placed the skies above, when the fountains of the ocean gushed out, when he set a limit for the sea so that the waters would not violate his command, when he laid out the foundations of the earth, I was a skilled craftsman beside him. I was his delight every day, always rejoicing before him. I was rejoicing in his inhabited world, delighting in the children of Adam. And now, sons, listen to me. Those who keep my ways are happy. Listen to instruction and be wise. Don't ignore it. Anyone who listens to me is happy, watching at my doors every day, waiting by the posts of my doorway. For the one who finds me finds life and obtains favor from the Lord. But the one who misses me harms himself. All who hate me love death. The way of death, the way of life. If you find wisdom, you find life and God's blessing. If you hate wisdom, you are following the way that ends in death. Chapter 9. Wisdom has built her house. She has carved out her 7 pillars. She has prepared her meat. She has mixed her wine. She has also set her table. She has sent out her female servants. She calls out from the highest points of the city, whoever is inexperienced, enter here. To the one who lacks sense, she says, come, eat my bread and drink the wine I have mixed. Leave inexperience behind and you will live. Pursue the way of understanding. The one who corrects a mocker will bring abuse on himself. The one who rebukes the wicked will get hurt. Don't rebuke a mocker, or he will hate you. Rebuke the wise, and he will love you. Get that? Don't rebuke a mocker. He's going to hate you. Rebuke the wise, he will love you. Instruct the wise, he'll be wiser still. Teach the righteous, he will learn more. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. For by me your days will be many, and years will be added to your life. If you are wise for your own benefit. If you mock, you alone will bear the consequences. Folly is a rowdy woman. She is gullible and knows nothing. She sits by the doorway of her house, on a seat at the highest point of the city, calling out to those who pass by, who go straight ahead on their paths. Whoever is inexperienced, enter here. To the one who lacks sense, she says, stolen water is sweet, and bread eaten secretly is tasty. But he doesn't know that the departed spirits are there, and her guests are in the depths of Sheol. Really not much to say about this in a way. Wisdom was with the Lord before anything else. Wisdom was there. Wisdom, God's wisdom. By wisdom, he created everything. By wisdom, kings reign. By wisdom, princes rule. Wisdom is more important than gold and silver. Folly, at the end, this woman, folly, is that the same as the foolish woman? Well, the foolish, this lustful temptress, she's just one variety of folly. Folly, she's everywhere. Folly has got her people. Folly's got her men, and folly's got her women. They're everywhere. They're calling to us. They're saying to us, take a shortcut. Come on, it doesn't matter. Nobody knows. Nobody will see. Taste this, eat this, drink this, try this. Come on, look at this. Take the easy way. Take the low road. Get on the fast track. Yeah, it is the fast track. Fast track that leads to hell. Two things and we're done. Make sure your kids know this book. Make sure they know it. Make sure they know the book of Proverbs. You know, I think it's Billy Graham who said, and others have said it too, that he would go through the book of Psalms, 5 Psalms a day, 5 times 30, 150 Psalms, go through the book of Psalms every month, and then he'd read one chapter of the book of Proverbs every day. And then, of course, there's 31st chapter of days with months with 31 days. Go through the whole book of Psalms and book of Proverbs every month. Look, Billy did good. Billy did good. God used Billy Graham in a big way. We could all do well to follow that example. So number one, teach this to your kids. And number two, seek it. Not just talk about it, but seek wisdom in the daily affairs of life. Today, let's look all around you. There's voices saying, go this way. It's the way of death, friends. Let's walk in the way of life. We'll be glad we did today, tomorrow, and 10,000 years from now. Friends, go out and have a great, amazing day. Tomorrow, we're going to start the second major section of Proverbs. Tomorrow, we're going to get to the part of Proverbs we're most familiar with, all those little short, pithy sayings. So have a great day. Walk in the way of wisdom. Come back tomorrow. See you then.